Just coming to you with a new video. I'm so excited to be sharing with you a new series that I wanted to start, and it's basically just talking about different areas that we go throughout our Christian walk. Some areas that a lot of us don't necessarily like to talk about, areas that we like to kind of brush over the rug, self-esteem, addiction. But today we're going to be talking about depression and how to navigate through depression and what depression is and what it means for us as Christians, how we can combat depression. So I only talk about things that I go through, so you know me, gotta keep it raw, real, authentic, and worth talking about. And depression is definitely an area that a lot of us don't like to talk about. We don't like to bring out into the open. We like to kind of deal with it because some of us, like myself, have pride issues and we don't like to ask for help. One of the things that I've realized about depression is that you don't know you're in depression until you're in it. It starts off like real subtle, and then it just becomes like this huge thing, and then you're in the midst of it and you don't know how to get out. So for me, the depression really honestly started last year, around, I want to say, like September. I've always been someone who likes to be in control, who likes to be in control of my surroundings, you know, the things that I can control, I like to be in control of. And things just started to go totally the opposite and started to become really frustrated through the process, and it really took me out of my element because, like I said, I like to be in control, I like to handle my business. It started out like as a day being, you know, down in the dumps, turned into 2, turned into 3 days, turned into 3 months, and now I'm in the midst of it. I don't know how to get out of it, and those around me start to see my moods like kind of go up and down. They don't understand what's going on with me, and the fact of the matter is I don't even know what's going on with me. I don't know how to explain how I'm feeling. Is this the highs and lows? Like, I went on an emotional roller coaster. I was a hot mess, and I'm still kind of going through it now. But I recently sat down with one of my spiritual mothers, and she gave me like the best advice. It's so important to have people around you who see you for who you are, and that's one of the tactics that the enemy likes to use when it comes to depression, is to isolate you. And that's in like any type of bondage that he tries to keep you bound with, whether it's abuse, whether it's addiction, depression, suicidal thoughts, anything. He tries to isolate you from those who care about you, for one, and those who can see and pick up the red flags and the signs of what you're going through. So for me, she saw me for what I was going through, and not the, you know, facade that I try to put on, that I'm brave and I'm strong and I can handle what I'm doing and that I have it all together. We sat down and she shared with me what I needed to do to kind of combat and, you know, fight against what the enemy was trying to do to derail me from what I knew that God had promised was mine. So the one thing she told me to do, number one, and what I encourage you if you're dealing with depression as well, is to not be isolated, to definitely surround yourself with people who are positive and who have your best interests at heart. And I'm not saying to tell everyone your business. I mean, go to someone that you truly do trust, and you trust their advice, and someone who's going to listen to you and not just tell you what you need to do. Have accountability. I need to have someone or a group of people who are there to not only uplift me, but just listen to what I'm going through and not judge me for how I feel, or why I feel the way I do, or why I'm up one day and then down the next. And I encourage you to find someone, or go to someone who you truly do trust, and who you can confide in, that's going to listen to you and encourage and uplift you to overcome what you're struggling with. So number 2 is to find a hobby that you love. For me, my depression kind of like I just wanted to stay in my bed the whole time. I wanted to just sulk, honestly, and throw pity parties every day and not talk to nobody, stay in my room and watch Hallmark, because Hallmark is my favorite. But at the end of the day, if I'm in my room, in my bed, the only thing that I think about are my issues and what I'm doing wrong and what I'm not doing enough of, and how I'm not enough, and how I'm never going to get over depression, and the cycle that I've been on for months. She told me, girl, you need to find something that you loved. And the fact that I've been in the state that I've been in for so long, I kind of forgot what I love. Now, I exercise or I work out about 5 to 6 times a week, and that's like my outlet to let out a lot of aggression. So if that's something that's going to help you with your depression, then I strongly suggest it. It definitely does and release endorphins and really does like boost your morale and boost how you're feeling. It definitely helps with me, and it's really beneficial and helpful for me to be surrounded by positive people as well, and to letting out the endorphins that I need to let out. But different outlets, you can go out for a walk, you can read, you can write, you can paint, you can, there's so many things. You can go out and visit museums. Just get your mind off of your problems is the second thing that she told me, because the moment you magnify your issues, the moment you let your issues overtake you. So you can't allow that to rule your life. You know, problems are not there to overrule you, but to strengthen you and to show you what you really are made of. The third thing, which is the most important thing, is to cast your cares onto God. He cares about everything. He sees us. First of all, he knows what we're going through. But we're so prideful. Like, oh, I am so prideful. I don't like asking for help. But the moment we ask our Lord and Savior to help us, that's when he can move. If you take a moment to really just step back and ask yourself, did I allow God in on my problems, on my situations, on my shortcomings, on what I'm struggling with? If you have not, like myself, then sometimes it takes surrender to allow for God to come into the situation. And a lot of us don't like being in that position where we're vulnerable and we're seeking God, we're crying out, because we're so prideful. So I just hope this encouraged you guys. I know depression is something that a lot of us don't like to talk about. We like to be strong, especially for those who are looking at us, because a lot of people are watching our lives and what we do. But sometimes it takes for us to be transparent to really get through to people. No one wants a perfect person. No one can relate to someone who's perfect and who has it all together. We relate to those who are transparent about their struggles and their issues, and we can help people who may be going through the same thing. So I hope this encouraged you to know that you are not alone if you are dealing with depression. If this has encouraged you, like I said, please comment down below and let me know your thoughts on depression, and maybe some other tips that you have for maybe combating depression and telling the enemy he is not victorious in this area. If you do, like I said, comment. Please share it if this has encouraged you, or if you want to encourage someone else with what I have shared with you guys. Please stay tuned to other videos. I will be doing other videos as well pertaining to different topics that we struggle with. Don't know what I'm going to do next, but keep a lookout for it. I will talk to you soon. I love you guys.